Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Coach Timmy and today I'm going to be doing a video for you on Eomzo, one of the bright future young stars in NA East. He won the recent UEFA tournament finals for solos, and today I'm going to break down how he shows that a couple of big strengths and some good luck can go a long way in solos. So if you go on to enjoy the video, make sure you hit like and subscribe and let's get into it. To introduce how his tournament went, a majority of his points came from 5 decent games earlier on in the tournament, with scrappy points towards the end just pushing him over the line to make sure that he retained that first place spot. His playstyle is fairly conservative, relying on otherworldly shotgun aim and some crafty movement in his boxes to carry a majority of his fights, with wins generally followed up by a barrage of shit talking your mother would probably wash your mouth out for. This season's solos are an interesting meta, with launch pads obviously dominating the space, but peppers still generally impact late game just as much as the launch pads, it seems. This launch pad meta has been an interesting adjustment for a lot of people, but for Eomzo he proved that with a little luck and some absolutely mastered necessities, winning isn't that difficult. Speaking of these necessities, there are a couple of things that any player at all needs to have a chance at doing well in solos. Confidence and good aim. The reason for the title and thumbnail featuring Clix is simply because I feel like the components Eomzo has to his game and stream feel very similar. Clix has some of the best mechanics in the game, but a lot of what has carried his insane performances in the past couple of years has been his ability to hit hard and feel nothing when the pressure is on.
Nice. Nice. 5 builds. Nice. Oh. Nice. Nice. What? You're back. 2 builds. Nice! No!
Think back to the drum gun meta in World Cup, where Clix was happy to get in the box and demolish with them, all the way through to solo and duo DreamHack last season where he was at his absolute hard-hitting best. This continued dominance just goes to show that against the best, he not only has the mechanics, but the aim and confidence to go along with it, and he has done for a long time. As I said, the combination of really good aim and confidence is what I believe is the start to a proper scary solo player. These are the 2 things that Eomzo has absolutely mastered, with his crazy in-game tier with attack in Game 2, and some clutch shots under pressure in Game 5 just going to show that. His click timing and crosshair placement was superb, leading to repeated max damage shots with whatever pump he was using, or subsequent tack demolition run he went on. Aim isn't something I'm comfortable talking about in depth because I really don't know a huge amount about it, but when people say they don't consider Fortnite an aim-based game because of the mechanical aspects to it, a part of me slowly dies inside. Without decent aim, this game becomes 100 times harder, and the kills you're seeing Eomzo get would be basically impossible to follow up on quickly, or just wouldn't happen at all. The way he is able to make most of his shots late game really count allows him to play for refreshes later, capitalizing on the extremely high amount of placement points that this format had to offer. However, I think his aim ties in with another important aspect to his game: confidence. Without his gigantic I don't give a fuck attitude, he wouldn't be hitting the shots and getting the refreshes that he does. Take a listen to some of these moments he had on stream.
Oh, it's over, chat. We're box diving in this bitch. Later, bitch! Later, bitch! Bro, I'm not trolling. Put me in my cone and I'm about to rock someone's shit.
He's trying to get
These plays are only possible from a guy who has full confidence in his shot hitting max, something which is a bit of a self-feeding mechanism. What I mean by that is you hit your shots and you feel confident, so you start to hit more shots and you feel more confident. The mechanism feeds upon itself. However, the best thing to me about Eomzo's confidence was actually the way he continued to hold it across multiple games, showing a sustainability to this product that is not only entertaining to some in the way that Clix is, but also very good for his future tournament prospects. As the game gets older and older, the more players spend time on the game, the more we'll start to see these whiz kids like Eomzo break through the ranks as cocky, confident fraggers who hit hard and talk shit harder. There are definitely things he needs to work on for consistency. For example, I found he had a severe tendency to be loot hungry and then unnecessarily focused on hide at times, but his fundamentals of staying edge, staying ahead, and staying on his own layer are so solid late game. As long as he works his way through mid game consistently enough, he'll always find himself doing decent. Speaking of mid game, I thought it was genuinely impressive. He has an obvious preference to rotate early and set up early, but he also understands perfectly when he needs to be led by someone else, and finding that balance is really difficult in solos and something that I've found generally can't be coached in a prep room. It tends to come with feel and experience. The negative places he sometimes found himself in were generally related to poor zones and not being able to clear congested areas fast enough. What is really encouraging about this, however, is that his thought process is conducive only towards improvement in this area. Someone with a natural understanding of timing and enemy thought is always a threat to do well in solos, and Eomzo proved to me that not only does he have this in his bag, but a buttload of natural mechanical and aiming talent as well. I truly think that after this performance, provided he stays working at his craft, Eomzo is well on his way to becoming one of the best support team players and solo players in NA East. I had a chat with my stream the other day regarding luck, and it is important to bring up in this case because you could look over this VOD and say he was just extremely lucky. He did have launch pads in all but one of his 5 decent games, and had peppers on top of the launch pads in a couple of others. This is a huge case of creating your own luck in my opinion, where a good player has won a good drop and is just reaping the rewards of that. If you want a launch pad, go fucking fight for one at lazy like Eomzo does, or stop fucking crying about it. In short, this was a case of a good player getting some good luck and putting it together on a day where his confidence was sky high, meaning his aim just continued to improve as the day wore on. One thing is for sure, with the new season coming up, Eomzo is one to keep an eye on in all of the solo events. Cheers for watching.